Alright, so I got my subframe all painted, and I'm about to put in these bushings. So here it is, nice and bright, for no reason at all. Not really sure why I went with pink, just decided to. So yeah, you grease up the inside of all these bushing holes. Extremely messy, but yeah, and you just kind of wipe off that excess, and then that'll be that. So I'm gonna do the other three, and then I'll get back to you guys. All right, got them in, looking clean as ever. I've got the differential bushings in the freezer because they're metal, and if you freeze them, they'll shrink a little bit and they'll be a little bit easier to press in. So I'm gonna let that settle, and then maybe I'll put the differential in and see how that looks. So stay tuned.
Yeah, so it's called Dabitat. It's like the word habitat with a D. Yeah, I just actually uploaded a video right before you came here of engine assembly stuff.
Well, that's a pain, dude. That one's pretty much out. I just gotta grab some pliers and yank it out, and I get to nick these and then pull them out. Ridiculous. I got it. That was a nightmare. It only took a lot of pounding. And you know what's really strange? When I was pounding out the rubber on this one right here, it exploded somehow. I literally mean it exploded. Look. Like, I'm not sure what the hell I'm even looking at, if the rubber turned to liquid or what, but it exploded, and it went all over my leg and all over the back of my car. I mean, it wipes right off, it's not a big deal, but I didn't think that was gonna, like, happen, you know what I'm saying? I was just, like, heating it with the torch, and then went, and then it was, like, all over the place. I don't know, but that part's done, so I'm gonna take a look at these bushings and see if I can press them in. If not, I might wait a little while and do it later when I'm feeling more up to it. Alright, so I'm painting the subframe. Again, the paint I got was really bad, so I just went over it with primer, and I'm gonna spray it with this teal. Can't really see it on the camera, but it's more teal than it looks. It looks darker on the screen, but yeah, I'll respray this, get that done, because the color I painted it was bright pink, but it looked like crap, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. All my BS laid out in the yard. Got the subframe painted, clear coated. I already got all the bolts taken out on the car, I think. I hope. It really wouldn't be very good if I started pulling the subframe out or jacking the car up and I don't have all the bolts out. That'd be a nightmare. So yeah, I'm gonna start jacking the car up and I'm gonna start test fitting the S14 subframe because I know I have to make some modifications to the underside of the chassis to get it to fit. So I'm gonna do that while I wait for everything else to show up. So yeah, we're gonna do that today. Alright, she's out. It was literally stuck up and I had to take the pry bar, put it right up here, and it literally just all fell down to the ground. I wish I was recording, but whatever. I just got to disconnect a few lines. It looks like the e-brake lines run through the top of the diff, or run through the top of the subframe, so I just got to disconnect those real quick. I can roll this sucker out. Alright, so I do know that I have to beat out where this brace goes. I know right here definitely needs to get bent a little bit, and then I'm pretty sure right along here gets pounded out too. But I guess I'm just gonna do it the old school way and push it up there and find out what I need to do. Alright, so I'm doing the old 2-jack method. I got a jack right here and I got one on the exact same side on the other side. And it seems to be working pretty well. You just crank it on in there. The cool thing about these poly bushings is that if you don't get them lined up completely straight, when you put them in, they'll adjust because, you know, you got all kinds of grease in there. And they're poly, so they're not pressed in with a, you know, a 2-ton press. This one is severely lacking on this. So there we go. It looks like I lined them up pretty well though, because it's going right into place. Oh. It pushed the dowels out. Okay, we're starting to lift the car, so let's bring that down a tad. Alright. Go assess it on the other side. See how it pushed out the dowel here, it pushed out the dowel there, probably just, oh yeah, and just smack those because it feels the pins right here. Yep, pins right here on both of them, so I just got to give it a nice little pound with probably a deep end socket. Let's come over to this side. Let's get that jacked up into place. It's getting a little difficult. Let's tighten this. Okay, so oddly enough, nothing. Okay, that's hitting. All right. Alright, so this man Josh came over, clutch as fuck, and he helped me put in the diff because this thing weighs like 60 pounds and I just couldn't do it alone. So he came over and he lifted it up and I put in the bolts and that was that. So now we're going to measure from the rear of the transmission to the front of the drive shaft yoke so I can send the measurements over to Hexa so they can send me a drive shaft. Alright, I just got home and I see something on my front doorstep. Let me just get out of the car here. I don't think you guys know yet, but I broke my knee. Good old brace there. Yeah, I broke my knee. I was roller skating and Broke the cardinal rule of roller skating at night. Don't go on the sidewalk. I severely paid for that one. But it's no big deal because I stayed off it for 2 days and I got a brace on it, and it's not gonna stop me from doing anything. Look what we got here. This is from Hexa Motorsports. Can anybody guess what this is? This is my drive shaft. Let's see how she looks. But I'm gonna be putting her in today. Gimp and all. Let's get this up here. Alright. Okay. Okay, Hexa. I see you. This thing weighs, what, like 10 pounds? Not even. This thing feels like it weighs like 8 or 9 pounds. Looks great. Hell yeah. 'Tis a good day.